Alright, so I know we haven't posted any videos in a while here, but deer season was kind of rough for us, at least as far as getting bucks. Phil shot a doe deer in the rifle season, got it on camera, and Jack shot a couple doe fawns. And then Kylie also shot a doe that wasn't on video. So what we wanted to do was wait a little bit here to share that video and kind of combine it with this. We're calling it our meat mission. So right now we're just doing a few things here. We're making some venison bacon, some venison burgers, and then some hot dogs. So we figured we'd share the videos of the hunts with you, and then we'd go over kind of what we're doing here to make all these things, and maybe give you guys a few ideas and some stuff that you could try out. So what do you think, Phil?
It's going good. Fun part was shooting it, but this is honestly the best time right here. Get together with all your friends and family, making all this stuff, and you know where it's actually coming from. Said on the grocery store. You don't know how those animals are, but this is gonna be delicious, though.
Right now we're just grinding everything up, getting it all ready, and then tomorrow night we're gonna start mixing in all of our seasonings and stuff and getting everything ready. So when we start doing that, we'll kind of go over what we're doing for percentages on the venison and pork and whatever, and what seasonings we're using, and hopefully these are some recipes that you guys will like, and give them a try.
Alright, today is November 25th, Monday, third day of the Wisconsin gun season here in Wisconsin. Me and Jack are out. This morning I sat at the stand and I saw 4 does and 2 fawns. I think they're doe fawns. And then when I left, I had to get going to pick him up. They were bedded down about 40 yards behind the stand, and I told Jack that I bet you they'll be here when we come back. And we walked in and we walked 20 yards right past one. So now we're getting our binoc. We're gonna get our binocs on it here. Just got up out of the bed. It's 40 yards behind us right now. Now we're gonna check it out and make sure it's a doe fawn. And then from there, Jack might decide if he wants to shoot into it or if he wants to wait for something bigger. So we're gonna take a closer look at it here quickly, and then we'll decide from there. Also, Jack forgot all his cat orange at home, so luckily I had an extra tote full of stuff in there, so he's wearing all my stuff here. But we made it work. He wants to shoot something because it'll make a good story, he says. So we'll check in on this doe fawn hopefully here, and we'll decide what we're gonna do with it. So stay tuned. Alright, so here's the deal. See this big tree right here? Currently that doe fawn, we think, is standing right behind that tree. I don't, can you see it?
Yeah, I think I just saw that.
Right here, this tree. I don't think you can see it on camera, but it's right back there. She's right back there somewhere. So we're gonna see if we can diagnose the situation here and see what she is.
I think I might do it just to get some more meat. Let's do this.
You think you're gonna shoot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to get more meat in the freezer. Because I have 3 down eggs, I think.
So a little update here. Jack thinks he's pretty confident that he wants to shoot this doe fawn. He'll know for sure once it steps out, when he gets the gun up, if it's something he really wants to do. But right now, it's going to take a brush, so we're just going to be patient and wait for her to walk out. I would say it's probably only 40 yards away, but we're hoping she'll give him a shot. She's got either come about 20 yards to the right. I mean, really, that's the only option, or come closer. But we're all set up, ready to go. We're standing facing backwards out of the stand. So we'll see if she cooperates now or not. So stay tuned.
I think there's 2. So I just spotted another head in front of the tree where we first spotted our first doe fawn. So I just found another one, but I think we're gonna kill the one that's up on her feet if she steps out.
Do you think you could shoot him there or not? You think you can?
Yeah.
Get the GoPro on. You gotta hold it. shot, Jack. He's angling away. He's squirting. Wait until he gets broadside.
So they're really thick stuff right now. I was about to take a shot, but then Alex called me off because he said that it was quartering away. So hopefully we can get one of these down still, and I think we can.
Just gotta be patient, right?
Yep.
We got nothing but time. Can you shoot him? Huh? Can you shoot him? Turn your GoPro on. Just press it. Should be on. Don't hold it in, Jack. Just grab it. You just gotta press it. That's loud.
Let's go! Let's go! Yes! Yes!
Nice shot, but I missed
Oh,
it.
come on. It won't go off. They won't go back.
I'm sorry, I missed the shot. I missed the shot. Oh man, I'm mad.
Did I note it?
Yes.
Wait, how did you miss it?
Because I didn't get the chance to record yet. You nailed it, good shot.
I didn't know I was going to shoot it there.
Nice shot.
So I was like, ah.
I got it dropped. I didn't get the shot, so I'm sorry about that. But you got it.
Hey, the one is coming back. The one is coming back, it looks. It's going by the one that I just shot. Should I load another one in?
Well, yeah, you should always put one in.
I can't get it in. Wait, can you recover that? Because the one is about to come. Maybe we can get a recovery here. And you can get one on camera. What? What's that?
You gonna shoot that one too?
Yeah, because
Just be patient. He might give you a shot. I'm sorry that I missed that. Alright, he's close, huh? Okay, get ready. Get ready. Whenever you're on him and you can take him. Just wait. Do you see him? Yep, just wait. Be patient. He'll turn. She'll probably turn. Just wait. Or he's coming back out. Get ready. If you got a shot, let me know, and then I'll be on him. Start this. He's just gotta take one step out, huh? Can you get him there or not? You can. If you're on him, take him. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Watch where he goes down. He's down.
yes!
He's down.
Alex, you double. He's not down. He's not down.
He's not down? Get reload, reload.
I can't.
Reload. Reload. Push it back forward.
He's locked in. Finish him off.
He's good. He's down. Good job. Hey. Hey. At least I got one of them. I'm really sorry I missed that
4 for
first
6.
one. 4 for 5 yet. I'm really sorry.
4 for 6.
Hey. I'm sorry that I missed the first one.
4 for 6.
Good shooting. Put it on safety. Put it on safety. Well, that's how you be patient, huh? That's pretty good. A lot of hunters way older than you can't have that kind of patience, and it just paid off for you, right?
So, anyways, Alex, he didn't get the first one on camera, but we got one down. Then the one ran back into the corn, and then like maybe like 1 minute later, I'm like, hey Alex, here comes the other one. It came back out of the thing, so then it didn't want to go by the first one I shot, and it was always the underbrush when I was about to shoot it. So I was about to shoot it once, and it quartered away, and then it came back out, and I was like, okay Alex, are you on it? Because if you did, I'm gonna shoot it. And he was, and I shot, and he ran, and he just piled up.
Doubled up. Good shooting, Jack. Sorry about missing the first one. Alright, today is Monday, November 25th. Jack played hooky yet again for his second year in a row. And I watched these two doe fawns all morning when I was in the stand this morning. I had off work, so I thought I'd bring Jack out here and see if they'd come back. And as they're walking out, they're bedded down behind us. So we got up in the stand, and Jack was very patient and waited for almost over an hour for a good shot, and he'll tell you what happened from there.
So then one I was waiting, and then he was like, okay, I was like, okay Alex, I'm gonna shoot it. So boom, there goes the first one, and Alex gets all upset because he didn't get it on camera. I watched the other one run into the field, and 1 minute later, I would say, I'm like, Alex, here comes the other one. And then that one kept coming out where I could get a shot. Then it would get behind something, so I couldn't get a shot until finally I could. And then I was like, okay, Alex, I'm gonna shoot it. And boom, ran 30 yards and 2 deer down.
Yep, good shoot and dropped the first one in his track. Composing himself and shot the second. He did a good job being patient too. We had a lot of thick brush behind us, and a lot of people, a lot more years older than Jack, don't have the patience to wait for a good shot, and they take the chance of injuring the deer. And Jack was patient, and it paid off. He had 2 good shots on these deer, and he made them count. So yet again, Jack, one shot, Jack take care of business. Good job, dude. Yeah, and as Jack said, I missed the first shot. They were in a tough spot, and I was trying to get my camera around. And by the time I got the camera around and on it, Jack already had the trigger squeezed. So we made up for it on the second one, but he got them both. Good shooting, one shot.
Hey everyone, it's November 26th. Just got up in the tree for our afternoon hunt. We've been seeing a lot of does and a couple of fawns too, but I'm hoping to get a buck to come in tonight. So, like I said, we just got in the stand. Should be a beautiful night to sit. Big snowstorm coming in tonight, so hopefully I'll get the deer moving. So we will see how this goes. Well, shooting hours is up now. I end up seeing a doe and a fawn, but no shot at the big doe. She came in all by herself, but not enough camera light, and it was gonna be a pretty far shot. So with the snow coming tonight, I didn't want to take a chance if I hit a bad shot. But hopefully the roads are good tomorrow, and I will be back out in the stand tomorrow morning. It's November 27th, and back in the stand where I came last night, where I saw that doe and fawn. And actually right after I turned off the camera, I noticed there was a little buck behind me, so I had to wait till a little bit after dark to get out so I didn't spook him. But we got about 4 inches of snow last night, and this morning it was blowing so bad I didn't even get to come out like I wanted to. But hopefully this evening will be a lot better than yesterday. We got a fresh blanket of snow on the ground, so hopefully the deer will want to get moving earlier. So hopefully we can get her done. Matt! just smoked a big doe. Oh, I can't be much happier. They were definitely moving. I had 4 other does come in earlier, but the camera definitely saved their lives tonight. Oh, I tried to get on the one with the other one they took, and one busted me. I didn't see, and they took off over by my dad. I was hoping he can get a shot, but I didn't hear no gunshots. And then about 10 minutes later, I just catch movement behind me, and there's 3 of them more coming, and I picked the biggest one out of the group, and it's big. It's a nice, big, mature doe. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna call my dad, tell him to come over here or whatnot, and we'll go and recover her. So I'm excited. Here she is. Nice, mature doe. Well, I got it done. We wanted to get out here this morning, but it was so windy, and with all that fresh snow, we decided to sleep in and just head out tonight. And I had 4 does come in earlier. Couldn't get a shot at them. The camera saved their lives for sure. And a little bit later, the 3 more came in and took the biggest one out of that group. And couldn't be any more excited. I love this time of year, fresh snow with the rifle. Nothing beats that. So, actually, shooting a big buck would beat this, but I'm happy to put some meat in the freezer. It's been a rough year for us, so we got a couple more tags to go, so we will see if we can fill the freezer a little bit more.
Alright, so we got all the meat ground up last night. Phil made some burgers and stuff right away. But now we're just going to start adding all of our seasoning and stuff. So we're going to get our bacon done first, because we want to get it mixed up and pressed in the pans and set in the refrigerator or the garage overnight to kind of set up. So we just got our seasoning here that we picked up from our local butcher. It's just venison bacon seasoning, and then my uncle always had the recipe where he added a quart of maple syrup too, so not much to it with that. Just add both of them and mix it in real good, and then when we're done, we got some pressed out over there already in the pans there, but you want it about 2 inches thick. Just lay some saran wrap on the bottom and press it in the pans, and then put saran wrap over the top of it too, and leave it in a cool spot overnight. And then in the morning we'll take the saran wrap off the top, put it on the smoking racks, and flip the pan on there, and just pull the saran wrap off the top, and we're ready to go. I forgot to mention, for the bacon, I used 13 pounds of venison and 12 pounds of pork shoulder. With the pork shoulder, just leave all the fat and everything in it, and grind it all together and mix it up, and then add all your seasoning to that. Alright, so we got this batch all mixed up, and put the saran wrap in the pans here. So now we're just gonna pack it in. Like I said, you want it to be about 2 inches thick, and that's what these pans roughly are. So we're just gonna pack it in and get it even with the top.
Alright, so it's just after 7 here today. Getting an early morning start. We got a lot of smoking to do. First, we're going to start with this bacon that Nick prepared last night. Outside currently we got 3 smokers. They're preheated to 130 degrees. So we're going to start getting our loaves of venison and pork onto the grids here. We're going to smoke it, and then later today we'll get to our hamburgers and our hot dogs. But we'll start here. This will take the longest to smoke, so we want to get this done first. Nick put these into some cake pans yesterday. They make a nice loaf. And then there's a 2-step smoking process. We'll smoke it at first without any wood chips, and then eventually we'll get to the wood chips. And then that'll give it a little extra flavor. And we'll smoke it until it's cooked through.
More than just 2 steps. You add smoke, then we'll remove smoke again and finish it. But we'll talk about that as we go.
So that's where we're at right now. We'll get these all loaded up, and then on their downtime we'll get the burgers pattied, and then we'll work on the hot dogs too. Stay tuned. Alright, so as you can see here, we got 9.5 loaves on the racks ready to go. We put them in the cake pans or brownie pans, whatever you want to call them, for a night to just let them solidify a little bit so they hold their form when we put them on these. And they smell really good. We changed up the recipe this year. Nick added a little more maple syrup, so we're excited about that. When you take them out of the pans, you can really smell them. So smokers are just about ready to preheat. We got some really nice loaves here, and we're about ready to get rolling. So let's do it. Alright, so we got all 3 smokers loaded up at 130 degrees with no wood chips, and we'll let them go like this for an hour.
You want the damper wide open right now for this first hour here. It's basically for drying purposes, so you got damper, open it wide open, and if you got a meat probe, you can put it right into the meat right away. But we're gonna give this an hour. We're gonna go start working on our hot dogs and burgers, and then we'll add smoke in an hour. Alright, so the first hour is done here, so now we're gonna add smoke to it. We're gonna put in some hickory chips, and then we're gonna increase the temperature up to 160 degrees, and we're gonna close the damper halfway, and we'll do this for 2 hours then. Pull that out, that tray out. Okay. Just that tray out. Alright, so we did our 2 hours now with the smoke. So what we're going to do now to finish it off, it's going to be about 4 hours or so. We're going to remove the smoke, so I'm going to open it up and take out the trays where the wood is and dump those out. And then we're going to move the temperature up to 180 degrees, like I said, like about 4 hours or so. And we'll check the internal temp on the bacon, and once it reaches 155, it'll be good to shut off, and we'll pull it off then and throw it in the cold garage and let it cool down overnight. Alright, so we're on the home stretch now. We didn't show up taking them out of the smoker last night, but once they reached 155 degrees internally, we pulled them out, so they kind of look like this. It's from the rack side where it's kind of pushed through, and then top side. When we took them out of the smoker, we moved them into the garage. It's cold out in the garage, so it acts like the refrigerator, and left them out there overnight to cool down. And now we got them inside here, and we're running the meat slicer here. They're coming out nice and thin, looking good. And then once we're done with slicing all the meat here and stuff, then we're gonna throw them into vacuum bags and seal them all up. So. Alright, on to the burgers now. So the burgers, these are venison bacon burgers. So what we'd use for meat here is 10 pounds of venison, 10 pounds of beef, like 80-20 beef, whatever ground beef you can pick up from the grocery store, and then 5 pounds of bacon, and we ground that and mix it all together. And then the seasoning we're using for this is from Anago, Wisconsin. It's called Better Burger Seasoning, home butchering supply. They don't have an online store or anything, but you can find their number and call them, and they'll do mail orders and everything, and then they can send you a catalog for mail orders. But we're gonna mix this up, and then I'm also gonna add high temp cheese to this. I'm not gonna do it right away here yet because Bobby isn't here yet, and I want to see what kind of high temp cheese he's gonna like best in here. We're gonna fry up a few patties and see what we like best. But I got some high temp cheddar, high temp pepper jack, and high temp Swiss. So we're gonna try a little bit of all that and fry it up, see what we like best, and if you're doing this and you don't have to add cheese, but if you do want to add cheese, make sure you get the high temp cheese. Just pick that up from our local butcher here. It just withstands the heat and doesn't melt away when you're cooking and stuff. So we're gonna get this mixed up and we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Dump her in the fill. Alright, I mentioned the high temp cheese, completely forgot how much we add, or to mention how much we add to it. Typically for a 25-pound batch we like to add around 2 pounds or so. A lot of people say a pound every 10 pounds, so somewhere in that ballpark, but you can obviously put it in and feel it out for your likings on how much cheese you want to have in it. Alright, so we just got done frying up some burgers and trying them all out with the 3 different cheeses we got, the cheddar, the Swiss, and the pepper jack, and they were all good, but we're going to just go with a little bit more of cheddar than everything else just because that's probably something that more people would enjoy more than other things. But now we just added the cheese in and we're mixing it up, and when we get done with this we're going to get the patty press out and we'll press out the burgers, and then from there we'll throw them in the freezer overnight to harden up in between the plastic sheets there, and then we can vacuum seal them tomorrow and they'll keep their form.
Do what?
Alright, so we're just weighing out all the burgers now in 4-ounce patties, and then using the patty press here and making them into burgers, putting them on the sheet here, and we're going to throw them in the freezer then overnight, and then from there we'll pull them out and vacuum seal them up. The burgers will be done then.
Alright, so we got the venison, bacon in the smoker. Most of the burgers patty, we got a little bit more. Now we're gonna get our hot dog mix going. So we just buy some hot dog seasoning from some local area shops, PS Seasoning, and then Custom Meats in Marathon. We got 225.
Home Butcher Supply.
Home Butcher Supply. Sorry. We got
Wiener seasoning from Home Butcher Supply, and then just Wiener seasoning from our local butcher. But we had PS seasoning last year, and I messed up on the order this year, and that's why we don't have that. I selected in-store pickup and didn't realize it till yesterday, so we had to get some from the local. Here you go.
So we're just gonna mix them up and then stuff them into some sheep casings, and then we'll also smoke these for half an hour for a little bit of taste, but more so just to make them more sturdy. And then we'll boil them, and this way they're pre-cooked, so you can just throw them in a microwave and make an easy snack.
While we were pressing the burgers, Alex was over mixing up the hot dog meat seasoning. So now we're just going to mix in some high temp, and then we'll be ready to press it and make our dogs.
Press it, stuff it.
Stuff it.
How was the meat last night? Oh, I was going to say go carrying, but then press the UTVs.
And it's pretty dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it was also foggy, so then I decided not to go.
Al, you want to squeeze that out?
That's fine. Those are fine. Alright, so a little update here. We're on to, with the smoker out there, we got the bacon out there without wood chips now. It's at 180 degrees yet. We got 2 hours, 25 minutes to go with that. Burgers are all wrapped up and done. Bobby's here stuffing wieners. We got some cheddar, some Swiss, and some pepper jack. And so what we got going is Bobby's finishing up. I think we got one more batch of pepper jack, but this is cheddar here. And then we got what we got done so far over here drying out, just to get a little moisture out of it before we put it in the smoker, because too much moisture, according to Scott Ferunke, isn't a good thing. So we gotta let them dry out. We got Nate, he's a resident expert at stuffing dogs. So as you can see, we got them laid out here. We'll probably let them dry for another hour or so, and then we'll put them in the garage to keep them cool, so they don't lose too much moisture, so that they're not dry. But and then once the bacon is done, then we'll
put these in there for about half hour and boil them after that, and then they'll be good to be sealed. So just about done.
Who stole the kishka?
I'm putting that in there.
Are you gonna put Bobby's blender in there too?
Get that polka's going.
Get in there.
Alright, venison bacon is out of the smokers, and we have a couple batches of hot dogs done. This is all we have left to smoke. We left them in there for about 45 minutes just to get them a little sturdier so they got a little bit of snap on. And then we boil them after that for a couple minutes. Actually, it's just a simmer. And this just basically cooks them through so that when they're done we can just throw them in the microwave or boil them or grill them. Don't have to worry about cooking them.
On the smoker outside. It's just simmering, not boiling. When we put them in, they were down on the bottom, and then they float up, and then just after they float, leave them there for a few more minutes. And then from there, take them out. Just cold water and ice. Not focusing for some reason. Hold on a second. Just cold water and ice. Put them in there for a few minutes, and then we vacuum seal them all up here.
Are you filming me putting these in?
Yeah, let's take these outside right now. Did you say what you had it set at?
No, I don't want to get out there.
180 degrees. It's alright, it's gonna be a little dark on you.
So we got 100. You're supposed to smoke them at 140 to 180. I got them turned up a little higher. I'm at about 195 right now, just because it's cold outside, and some of that heat is escaping pretty quick. So you put them in the smoker. We're using apple wood chips. We're smoking them for about half an hour to 45 minutes, just so they get a nice little bit of tint to them. They turn a little bit dark, a little bit brown, and then after that, like we already explained, we take them in. So we're refreshing the wood chips every 45 minutes or so as well, to make sure that we're actually getting some smoke, because it adds a little flavoring as well. So this is Nick's smoker. We're running 3 of them. If we go over to my smoker, probably won't be able to see, but those ones are just about ready to be done. So I just put new wood chips in this one. I'll probably be able to see. Maybe I'll turn this light, you can see in here. So this one is right now running at 175 degrees again. We're looking for 140, 180. And we open up. Got a good smoke coming out. We got the vent open completely, just get airflow. And then if you look, you can see we got a nice color coming on these dogs. So
Get them in the light.
you can see you got a nice little color to them. It adds a little sturdiness too, like your classic natural casing wieners. So these ones will probably be done in about 10 minutes or so. See, this is why you gotta let them dry out. You can see there's some moisture on there. So normally what we'll do now is we'll take a paper towel and wipe that off just to get rid of that moisture.
Alright, well, that's everything, you know. We got all the bacon, hot dogs, and hamburgers all sealed up and ready to put in the freezer. So hopefully these were some recipes that you can maybe use, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching.
Oh, sorry, Nick, I just bothered
It's
you.
fine.
You're gonna hear me. Say it again.
It's fine.
Say hi. No.
Get that polka's going.